Hi, my name's Kathy Coleman, and I am the author of the paranormal YA romance Sealer's Promise. Today I'm here to read you the prologue of my book as part of the cover reveal that I'm doing. Thank you so much for your interest. Let's get to this, and I hope you enjoy the story. 17 years ago, Zachariah. There would be no pardon for this insult. Zachariah stood amid the shadows surrounding the hall's waiting hall, his nails digging patterns in the crystalline walls. Anger knotted his insides, then fanned out to roll off of his body in waves. As one of the 6 rulers of the underworld, he should have been immediately included in this, the celebration to welcome a new soul. Yet here he was, alone and unwanted. That was about to change. Are you certain he did not follow? From where he stood, Zachariah could hear Twyla's voice carry out from the central hub of the Temple of Life. If Zachariah realizes we did not tell him, hush, love. Menake's voice oozed the warmth of his element. Even from outside the door, Zachariah could feel little flickers of warmth moving up and down his skin. He shook his head, pushing the unwanted emotions aside. Everything is going to be fine. Lucien. Zachariah felt a foreign pain spread through his chest. It wasn't just the dark prophets who had planned this, then. To be slighted by his friends was bad enough. Lucien was far more than that. His own father had worked to keep him away. Zachariah's hands clenched into fists, and he slowly pried his fingers apart. If he punched a wall, they would know he had come. He wasn't ready for that. Not yet. Twyla is right. We must act now. There was a pause before Lucien continued. If Zachariah does find out, the consequences could be dire. No kidding. The baby would never be born. Avish, please. Twyla's voice trembled. Just bless the baby and keep such morbid thoughts to yourself. The dark prophets were going to bless a baby. Zachariah fought to hold back a laugh. What would the gods of war, plague, famine, and death give a child? The thought of it made him shudder with revulsion. Zachariah moved closer to the door, but stopped when Avish began to speak. His voice held a sing-song quality as his blessing came forth. By the power of earth buried deep in my soul, I bless you to grow healthy and whole. May you be blessed with the beauty of earth, a precious treasure of untold worth. Golden light filled the room, and Zachariah reached up to shield his eyes. When he looked again, the glowing white light of the newborn soul had changed. Where before there had been only a light, a baby girl now lay in a silver cradle, wrapped in a pink blanket. Avish's blessing had already taken hold. The child's skin glowed with health, and her head was covered in a thick mass of fiery red curls. She would indeed be a beautiful child. By fire's grace, which lies in me, may you by courage blessed be. Zachariah still stared at the infant as Menake spoke. A blessing of courage? Not bad. The road is long which lies ahead, but nowhere shall you fear to tread. What did that mean? Was she meant for some great destiny? The dark prophets were wasting their time. Even he, the god of judgment itself, knew that mortals had free will. Even if they wanted this girl to do something, she would have to agree. May the waters of compassion flow through your veins. Zachariah waited to hear more of Twyla's blessing, but silence greeted him. Lovely. He'd been so transfixed by the baby that he'd completely missed 3/4 of it. Where's Kaiden? When Avish spoke the Plague Master's name, Zachariah scanned the room for him. Despite his powers, Kaiden was a kind soul. Laughter followed him everywhere he went, acting as a healing rain that took away from the duty he held. Zachariah felt something tap him on the shoulder. Turning around, he found Kaiden standing behind him. Kaiden gave him a sad smile. I figured you'd show up. Zachariah didn't buy it for a minute. If Kaiden wanted him here, he should have invited him. He was just as guilty as the rest. How could I resist? The light of her soul was visible from the Hall of Judgment. Zachariah struggled to keep his voice neutral. He needed to keep Kaiden's sympathy. For now. I'm hurt. You wanted to bless her soul without me. Lucien's idea, not mine. Kaiden nudged him. Let's get this over with. Over with, indeed. They had no idea what he had planned.